I think this is the largest group we've ever had on the Chillinois podcast. Let's start with returning faces. Maddie, Nicole, you want to reintroduce yourselves, and then we'll have the new faces introduce themselves.
Yes. Hello, hello. We are Maddie and Nicole of High Focus Media, two-thirds of the group. Shayna is our third. And we are an influencer event marketing agency. We throw some of the biggest consumption events in Chicagoland and make content for brands out here. Me, Maddie Scanlon, when I'm not making content and having fun on the internet, I'm the Cannabis Insights Manager for a market research company called Brightfield Group. So I am living, dying, breathing, sleeping weed in every way possible. And who are you, Nicole?
I'm Nicole. Yeah, so I am one third of High Focus Media. Maddie covered us pretty well. And when I'm not making a fool of myself online, I'm a mom, man. I do this all full time. So this is my living. And so when I'm not with the plant, I am on the plant and I'm with my child.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's on social media, it's at High Fo Media. Is that right? Or
Yeah. Hypho Media.
cool.
HIFO Media.
Sweet. My internet's being slow, but I'm pulling it up over here for folks that like the visual. If that helps you look them up, definitely follow them and join their events. Like they mentioned, their as I said with Shayna, or Shay, sorry, they are making history by pioneering cannabis events in Illinois in so many different settings. So, cheers to that.
Thank you. History. You hear that, Maddie? We're making
I
history.
know. That's my hype. I listened to that episode on Days I Feel Low, hype it up. You guys were like really putting down what we're picking up, and we appreciate that.
Hell
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And then
Well,
we have some new faces on here that we're working with.
yeah. And flip a coin, whoever wants to go first.
I guess I'll start.
Yeah.
My name's Daniel Gonzalez. I go by Danny. I am 1/4 of Urban Legends. Urban Legends is a little bit of a passion project that I started with some of my closest friends. We are in like the very infantile stages of like a craft operation, but everyone's got to start somewhere. I myself am someone who's going through the Ganjier program. I definitely like to strive for further education when it comes to this industry. I truly think that knowledge is power when it comes to it. And for a plant that has been, not really studied and shed light on it for so long, it's finally time to really sit down and study what this thing is about. So yeah, I'm really proud to be here and represent Urban Legends.
Sweet. Others?
Trin, it's all you, girl.
Awesome.
I'm
go.
Trinity Buck.
Oh, yeah.
I've been in the industry for a little over a year now. I started over with Green Thumb Industries at Rise and Mundelein as a patient care specialist. And from essentially my first day there, I knew that cannabis was going to be my forever home. In this past year, I've gained more knowledge than I ever thought was possible. And probably around April, I want to say, I attended my first Profess and was lucky enough to meet Shayna, Nicole, and Maddie. And then in around June, we started working with them, just helping out, run the events, run the consumption areas. And now here we are planning this wonderful cup. So I'm very excited.
Awesome. Yeah. Hell yeah. That is exciting. Who are our other guests joining us? My mic stand just fucking fell apart, if you guys are wondering why.
I'm Charlie. I'm the two-fourths of Urban Legends. I'm a home grower at heart. I've been growing for like 5 years now, coming up on it at least. I'm a certified grower at Oakton Community College, that course that they have for cannabis growing. Yeah, that's about me. Danny pretty much said everything else.
I'm
Oh,
Danielle. Danielle O'Brien. I go by Danielle. I graduate this year from School of Art in Chicago. I'm an artist and I tap in the graphic design too. I also designed the art for Urban Legends, like the cup. We got our Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, a Cthulhu.
The Cthulhu's sick.
Yeah, she's done an awesome job
Definitely.
working with us and just kind of bringing our artistic designs to life because I cannot even write for shit. Everything looks like chicken scratch.
Thank you, Dave.
I also wanted to add in, if you guys wanted to check out any of our Instagrams, like mine is Turptation4, Danielle's is Faye Pro Art, Danny's is Danny Gangier, and Trinity's is Trinity Buck, right?
Trinity Buck. I'm also working on starting up a cannabis account, which is Trikes with Trin.
Oh,
Trikes with Trin.
Ooh, great cannabis name.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. I love it.
But yeah, you got the art up. Yeah, there's the teasers for the Save the Day. We put out 3 of them. But yeah, we are, everyone went crazy on 710 for the art we had. So High Focus Media wants to keep it up with the fun illustrations from lots of different artists. So we're very lucky to have Danielle working on these cool characters.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, no, that's super cool. Super fucking cool. And like you said, there's a few of them.
Yeah, it's honestly just a passion project that, like Danny said, is just slowly progressing into an actual thing. It's really surreal how HiFo Media has kind of made it happen for us.
We make it happen.
Hell yeah. I was gonna say
Bringing dreams to life.
you two. Hell yeah. Well,
as High Focus, we do want to shed some light on we don't compete, we collaborate, if you have an idea and you want to bring it to life, we're here for it. We don't care if it's you're just getting into the industry or you've been in the industry since it became an industry, we're here just to collaborate and give the community a great time, and that's really what it's about. So we are glad that they came to us with this idea. And I know Danny, meeting at Profesha, she's like, here's my resume, or I'm gonna send you my resume, I was like, okay, let me take a look and see, so that's all you literally have to do to make your visions come true. We can really help you with that, and we're great partners. So if you have a vision, come to us, because that it's gonna happen. Pretty much, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, if you go and you'll get. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I swear to God, I think I either sent Maddie a text or I gave Maddie a call because one of our members, Nathan, shot me a text and was just like, "Hey, man, I don't think there's a cannabis cup for home growers."
Yeah.
I saw one that was posted a while ago, but was really weird. It was almost like an advertisement for a breeder because they only allowed genetics from a certain breeder, which kind of closed it off for a lot of growers in Illinois. There's not really a platform for anyone to show off their flower.
Yeah.
So I came to Maddie with that idea and she ran with it. I loved it.
Yeah, we definitely had the mind to get into events that were around specific products. So they brought us the perfect thing for flower. 710 was an obvious one for concentrates, but maybe some edibles will come next. We'll see.
Speaking of which, if you're a flower brand or a small company, message us because we still have sponsorship spots available.
Please do.
Please.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Also, if you're going, wear your best costume because, of course, it is the Urban Legends.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
We have to be around Halloween time. It's fun.
I gotta get a Bigfoot costume.
Yeah, the timing is perfect. What's that?
Are you coming up for it?
Unfortunately, I can't. I think Danny had asked if I would be up to be a judge, and unfortunately, I can't. I will say, Danny, you do have the key to my heart by asking me to be a home grow judge. That's okay, what else do you want? I'll give you everything.
We saw no one else fitting but you, Cole. No one else fitting.
Yeah, no, that's why when you asked about doing this, I was like, yeah, dude, let's put out the bat signal. Let's let people know that this is going on,
Oh,
This is fucking awesome. So props to High Focus Media once again for laying down the groundwork for the culture. And props to who did we say thought of this idea? Was it Danny?
It was technically Nathan. So
Nathan.
Shout out to Nathan.
Yeah, shout out to Nathan.
And then the
yeah.
Urban Legends came together to make it happen. And then HiFo, of course.
So we kind of whisked the tell us a little bit more. It sounds like I'm reading the description. You'll enter the cup as a home grower, and you can have, you know, your handiwork judged by an esteemed panel. Give us at a glance. Tell us about this event.
Yeah, I mean,
Danny.
I can take point, or Maddie can, whoever wants to explain how it would kind of operate.
Yeah, Danny,
Danny.
tell them about it. You put together those SOPs. You got all that
Danny,
crazy
explain the
knowledge.
True. Okay.
Give them the
Okay.
rundown.
It was a collaborative effort. It was a collaborative effort. So essentially how this will happen, if you are a consumer, you are just going to be coming up, showing up, celebrating the plant, enjoying your best buds, smoking some of the best buds, and just having a great time with some awesome cultivators, some vendors, maybe some food, a bunch of other stuff. If you're a grower, however, this is a competition for each and every one of you out who lives in the state of Illinois and grows some kill, or at least you think you grow some kill and you want to prove it. So we have 6 categories to compete for. We have legendary aroma, legendary flavor, legendary indoor, legendary outdoor, legendary cannabinoid content, and legendary harvest. And what each of those, honestly, a lot of them sound pretty self-explanatory. Legendary aroma, legendary flavor. Legendary indoor is just going to be the best overall indoor that we find in the state of Illinois. Legendary outdoor, same exact thing, but for outdoor. Legendary cannabinoid content. This one was a little tricky. So obviously, it's going to be pretty damn hard to judge the high or the experience, however you want to call it, from 20 different cultivars, 100 different cultivars, however many we're going to be sampling, however many entries we have. It's just impossible. You can't do that. So what we're going to do is we're partnering up with a few different, companies who have testing kits available, so that we will get some of the best of the best tested and seeing the actual cannabinoid content of THC and CBD. And obviously, entourage is everything. It's not just about those 2 cannabinoids, but that's all we have. So we're just going to settle for that. So highest cannabinoid content, whoever wins that. And then legendary harvest is just the best overall cultivar that we have found in the state of Illinois, and we crown that as queen, right? The trophies and everything, at least what you'll be competing for, it's going to be various assortments of different things from our vendors, if they're willing to throw in for that. But what we've really gone out for is getting an artist through Autos LLC. They're really awesome. He's been working with us and a few different artists to blow our trophies. So the legendary aroma, flavor, all these subcategories, we like to call them, they're going to be winning medallions that are, glass blown, pendants, beautiful works of art. I think he's even getting them. They're going to be looking like an urban legend, like a mythic relic. And he's even getting them sent out to a second artist to work on it and sandblast it and everything. It's genuinely going to be a beautiful piece of art that you can compete for. And then Legendary Harvest is not only going to win this little swag bag that we're trying to put together, but also we have the artist who's blown like a full body Bigfoot that is the Urban Legend logo. That's essentially a trophy. So you can display that on your coffee table, on your mantle. You can display that on your social media if you are a home grower and you like just showing off. But yeah,
if you want.
Yeah, put it in the grow room.
Right.
Exactly. Or just smoke out of it. You don't have to show it off. You can actually just use it. It'll be a functional Bigfoot. So
that's dope.
That is dope, pun intended.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We really tried putting together a in-depth rubric. Like I mentioned earlier, I am someone who is a student in the Ganjier program, and part of the Ganjier program is something called the Systemized Assessment Protocol. And essentially what that is just kind of an in-depth review of the cultivar that you have in front of you, from aroma to the flavor, everything, and it breaks down each category into like 20 different parts.
And for background, if I could, just for folks that are listening are like, what the fuck is Ganjier? It's like a sommelier except for cannabis, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, yeah. Exactly that. Mm-hmm. So I took this little rubric and kind of picked off bits and pieces. I know that when I brought this idea to my mentors and my teachers, they even told me, yeah, base it off the Ganjier rubric. We fully endorse that. That's what we kind of built this for, is to kind of base it off of what good cannabis is.
Also,
So it's
real
not
quick-
just, oh, I think this one was awesome. I think this one was great. What made it great? You know?
Real quick, the
Um,
Gantier course is also run by, I think, 18 of the most esteemed people in all of the cannabis culture. One of them is Frenchie Cannoli,
Yeah,
Swami's,
before he passed. Mhm.
like not a like these are the top of the top people that
Yeah.
are trained.
Yeah, Swami Chaitanya, Derek Gilman, handful of others, but it really is the esteemed panel that kind of put this all together, and what we drew heavy inspiration from when going into the judges rubric. Because if we are going out and saying this is the best of the best Illinois has to offer, we really need to back that up.
Yeah. Well said. Well, I think the only thing we haven't said, I'm looking at the flyer, is the location. It's in Blue Island, Illinois, right? Maybe we said it. I'm high.
Yeah. No, we didn't yet. Yeah, it's at
You
Blue
can-
Island Beer Co. So one of the things, High Focus Media, we had a lot of our first events happen in Logan Square in the city, because that's where people said, yeah, you can smoke here with this bus, sure. But then we were like, we got to find spaces where it's a little more integrated. It started becoming difficult. As the team here knows, yeah, Trinity and Danny, and they were part of the team that ran the roller coaster park on Fullerton outside of Emporium of 2 buses, and people trying to go between the 2 buses and get the tonic drinks, but then still get the botanist and the other one. It was just such a we got to find some better spaces. So the Blue Island Beer Co. is one that's graciously shared with us, where we'll be able to enjoy our plant in a designated area, and we are grateful. We are grateful for those spaces. Same as Pizza Lobo, it's they're cutting the edge with us. They're taking the time to make space for the community.
I was going to say, props to those people. Prop to those
Yeah.
establishments.
5 raw pressing. If you want to get your home grow pressed, that'll be a little fun activity. Bunch of
Yes.
people will be there, little interactive art things.
Glass blowers, whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Us, I mean,
Yeah,
Us.
us. Our
Us.
presence should be enough, right?
right. I mean, come on. Our presence is a presence, right? No. All right.
We
No, there's
have
so much-
influencer friends, we say we're an influencer agency. But not all of them are confirmed yet. But like Jungle K is one of our buds who's going to be out and judging, as well as doing some of the emceeing with us. We're going to have like an award ceremony where things are announced, and it's going to be like a whole event. We haven't even been around a year. Sometimes it's a little crazy thinking about what we're trying to do, but here we are.
But
Here we
it's
are, everybody.
crazy, but we're doing it. It's crazy, but here we are, right?
Hell
Mhm.
yeah. Doing it to it too, doing it big and doing it the right way, involving home growers. I just wanted to display this again. As you mentioned, there'll be a rosin press there, maybe even some vendors, a live band, munchies, vendors. Oh, sorry, I already said that. Me being high again. DJs, Halloween vibes, influencer guests, live glass blowing. That sounds lit.
Yeah, Uncle Stu will be out there.
Yeah, along with Autos LLC, it's going to be a really fun event.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And folks, like we started at the front of the show, as everybody testified on the record. One of the ways to get into the industry, if you're sitting here and listening and wondering, is to just show up at these events, say hi.
100%.
That's how all of this started. It was Danny and I going to Profesh Sesh. We started at the very first Profesh Sesh and just started talking with Hypho Media.
Yeah, I remember Charlie and I actually, we still work with them, licensed brokerage group, and we just needed networking events to go to that were cannabis centric. And Charlie and I were just scouring the internet, and he found on Eventbrite the very first Profesh session. We were actually in attendance for it. It was really awesome. Really awesome.
We thought that they had a smoke bus, and we were like, all right, fucking
blown away.
Going.
Blown away, truly.
Game over.
It's been crazy to see what they've been doing from the jump.
Hell yeah. Props to Hypho Media.
That just makes like honestly, I'm so happy just hearing like because you guys are a community, you know, we're all community, even though we work in the industry, we're a part of the community as well. So like that feedback right there is exactly like why we do what we do. You know, we're a part of the community, we know what we want and what the need is for. So we're just trying to fill it, giving everyone a safe space. So like that feedback's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. And I just
It's
want to
true.
It's true, exactly. And I just want to reiterate, like, I don't know if you are familiar with Green Wednesday, but it's something that used to happen on the University of Illinois campus. It was very famous kind of protest where people said, fuck it, we're smoking weed because it should be legal. And it's not something that's super popular anymore. But I feel like you're reinvigorating the spirit of those events by doing this, you know, as Maddie has said in a different context, like just because the law is the way that it is doesn't mean that we can't find another way. And you guys are, you know. And as I like to say, sometimes the law is wrong, right? In this case,
Yeah.
the law is wrong.
Period, you know, I mean,
Yeah, and we're committed to trying to change the laws too. That's a whole other side of like we have an organization called ICA, the Illinois Cannabis Consumption Association, that
Yeah.
we literally rewrote LaShawn Ford's bill and are now trying to get it to happen. So we're not just having these events, we're also trying to make it so everyone can have them and it can be as easy as possible to have them and it's not a gray area. It's a very clear above the board thing. Like we understand there's ways for it to happen under the board and that's going to happen, but we just want it to be legitimized and really here. So yeah,
Yeah.
here's some of the initial, we did some knowledge sharing on what laws are like in other states and yeah.
Wanted to show the logo big for everybody.
Yeah, having to cover up that cannabis word on Instagram.
right.
We got deleted immediately. That's one thing. We face a lot of deletions. So our Eventbrite got taken down for Urban Legend.
Mhm.
Yep.
Wow.
You ever heard of that happen?
We're just too good.
No.
Literally within like a day or two, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like right away.
I've
Did they
never
tell
seen
you?
that
People
happen
were
to any
messaging us
other
like,
group.
I thought the tickets were live.
Did they tell you? Was it like, hey, because you're doing a weed event or something? Or
Well, in their terms and service, it says you can't do that. So they just basically sent us the very simple thing. But we've done all of our previous events on there. We have said much weedier things. There are events up there with the same hashtags with way weedier language. So, you know, when you make big waves,
Yeah.
you got eyes on you.
Yeah, hopefully though they
You're
give.
not going to stop us though because you can get them on our website now. So
Yeah, we have a
That's
whole
good.
website.
Yep.
We made a custom
It's
website.
gonna happen one way
Sunday
or
night.
another.
Yeah.
Good. I was gonna say you got to do something like that because if they keep dealing with it, like from our perspective, it's easy to see that you're literally just facilitating a party. You're not directly providing the product. You're not right. So that's comes from other parties. You're just saying, hey, we're meeting here. When are we meeting there? Oh, that time.
Yeah.
Like that's what you're
And
doing.
like genuinely, we aren't selling any cannabis. We're even very mindful about any sort of hemp-looking things, just to keep our community safe. To know, like this isn't an event where we want cops to pull up because they think
Sure.
they saw someone bring jars of weed in, even though it was technically like something that lives in a legal loophole. Like it really is about a place to consume for us. So to see our event go down when we know other events are out there selling tickets that give you dabs. Like it's an interesting industry out here.
Yeah.
it is, but, you know, honestly, like we found like instantly, we're like, all right, so we need a backup. We need to go make a site and get tickets live over here.
Mhm.
So we
like,
got it. And Wix says you can sell CBD on it. So thank you, Wix.
yeah, thank you. Shout out to
There you
Wix.
go.
You ain't never stopping the cannabis community.
No,
Right.
And we're happy to share that sauce too. Yeah, like Wix has a little clause that says it's cool with hemp. So maybe it'll be nicer to you than all the other ones that have kicked us off. So like Squarespace.
Yeah. What's funny about like, social media and different platforms that are like, I think it's Charlie just said, it's funny. They act like a few rules are going to stop us. It's like, bitch, laws haven't stopped us.
Yeah. Like, we've gotten this far. We're gonna throw a little party. Like this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't really follow the rules. That's kind of our thing.
Yeah. Having
I don't think you've heard
300
of the
people
underground
spark up a bar.
What was that, Maddie?
Having 300 people spark up in a bar in Chicago this summer, it's just like
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Dream come.
We will. I don't know. It's not to jinx ourselves, but it's
If
just
only
like
we could the taxes.
You guys need to get Guinness Book of World Records at the next one. There's got to be a a record you can set by most joints lit up at one time or something. I'm just trying to be funny.
so hilarious.
That'll be the next Profesh Sesh.
There we
Challenge.
go.
Yeah.
Hey,
The
Tim,
comeback of the Profesh Sesh will be a joint lighting.
Which is, by the way, we are
Status
talking
tab.
about another one. So
Yeah, we're coming up with the next Profesh Sesh. It's a little harder to find lit venues you can smoke in as it gets cold, but we're working on it.
yeah.
So
Mm,
venues,
I
if
didn't
you're
think
watching,
about
hit us
that.
up.
Pulling lots of legs.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. As Chillinois becomes more Chillinois, in other words, cold, it's becomes hard to have those events. Yeah, because I don't like standing outside when it's cold. I'm like fuck, you know.
Mm-mm.
So
No.
well, that's cool. So that's coming up October 22nd. So plenty of time to make plans for that. And you teased folks follow HIFO Media because you just teased that there's going to be more, of course, right? Just getting
Always. There's
started.
always gonna be more.
Yeah.
We're not. We're just starting. Like we
So
are.
we're
So,
dead.
yeah. It hasn't even been a year yet, and we have so many plans. So yeah, give us a follow because shit's about to get crazy.
Yeah, and get involved, you know. Be the
Yeah.
change you want to see in
Follow-
the world.
Follow Urban Legends too while you're at
Yeah.
it. See
Thank
some
you.
of the grow that you're gonna see.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say I saw that handle here in a little bit. A little bit ago. I can display that on the screen now. Yeah, folks, definitely follow Urban Legends. I'm displaying it on the screen right now. It's _Urban Legends on social media, and you can also see the handles they mentioned: Danny Gangier, Terptation, Dosi Day, Faye Pro Art. Hey, it's me, Kyle. Not sure if that's who that is.
Yeah, it's a fourth that he's a part of the project, but he's a little bit inactive in the industry. He's just been taking a step away, but he's still a part of it.
Cool.
You know,
Love to see the plants. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah. Well, cool. What else is new? What else we got breaking up? Are you guys going to Benzinga?
I'm not. No.
Only the after parties.
Yeah.
never even heard of that.
Yeah.
You're like, we're the culture. Give that some money event out of my face. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Culture.
money. I mean, we're the cannabis capital in Chicago, right?
Apparently.
Allegedly.
right. Allegedly. Yeah. We
100
certainly
100 unfruitioned licenses.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Capital.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like I wouldn't call it the cannabis culture. I'd call it the capital culture. A bunch of people in suits getting together, being like, "How can we make more money?" Ha 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 ha.
That
Yeah.
35% tax. Oh,
Yeah.
The guys that don't even smoke weed. Yeah, great.
Yeah, I
Right.
think High Times wrote an article about it: cultivation versus chativation.
and hey, that's why Urban Legends is coming out, because we're trying to bring the culture back to terpenes, good flavors, good feelings, good weed, not just push out whatever product you can on the shelves to get people to buy it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
And
my. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, just someone mentioned High Times. Go check over their page because they're showing your girl some love, mad love lately. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. But why is there no event here, High Times? Huh?
Yeah.
I
The fuck's up with
I
that?
don't know.
It's okay. We made our
gotta do
own.
it. Making us do it.
Maybe we'll see. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we'll see a High Times, High Focus Media. That would be pretty fucking crazy.
I mean, who says I'm not trying already?
Good
I mean,
idea.
Yeah, I was gonna
First
say.
to
I'm
think of
sure
it
that's
for
already.
sure.
Yeah, you're listening. Hello.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you guys do the? I know the Cannabis Cup's going on right now. Did any of you do it?
I got the hybrid kit.
I got the
Nice.
infused pre-rolls.
I did. Yeah, I got hybrid as well. I mean,
Any favorites?
for what it is. I gotta
Go back
say,
my notes.
personally, I think Rev killed it.
Yeah.
Out of the options, I
Sure.
think Rev was mostly on top. They had quite a few entries, and compared to other brands that I won't say because it's negative, that was fucking horrible and absolutely nasty. So
I feel that. I feel that because we got the same kid.
100% agree.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not saying any names or anything. So, I mean, out of the options, one, Illinois as a whole needs to step their fucking game up. So, as the game as it is, I want to say Rev would probably take it for Illinois and hybrid for sure. That's my guess. That's my guess.
I saved. I've still been going through mine. I'm probably gonna get through Rev pretty soon here. But I got through.
Did they have like multiple
Rise.
entries, Rev? Did they have multiple?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's,
gotcha. Understood.
Crockett's Dog, Moon Boots, which is one of my personal favorites. That shit smells like pico de gallo.
I just like the name.
Delicious.
Moon Boots.
Yeah,
Rev
it's great.
Revlado.
Yeah, and then Revlado. But one that I was actually really impressed with was Gelato Mints. Gelato Mints was skunky, dude. That was the first time that I got like a good skunk terp representation in a long time, but probably the first time in the Illinois market.
Yeah, I can believe that. I love just good old fashioned, like, offend your grandma weed. Like, what the fuck is that? You know? Like, that's how I like to describe it.
I love it.
What was that, Charlie?
Stink up your block, not your room.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like in high school, I used to bring home like a little nug and it stunk up the whole fucking house. It was like a crisis.
We got to again.
Yeah. Bring back the gas.
Make terps great
Bring
again.
back the gas.
Make terps.
I like it.
Bring the terps back to Illinois.
Yeah, in my Gangier course, they were saying that a lot of the loudness of cannabis was bred out of it because of the fact that there were a lot of guerrilla growers and they needed to be a little bit more discreet, and in turn had to breed that out. Sadly,
this was on purpose.
Yeah, on purpose. They had to just to be a little bit more discreet.
It's a damn shame.
The government made it this
honestly,
way.
I want to breed it back. That's me.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Make weed offensive again. The odor of weed.
Offensive.
The urban legend smelling like Bigfoot stank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Offend Your Grandma Award.
Yeah, feel free to take that one. Trophy.
We want people to open our weed and it be like that scene from Anchorman where everyone is just like evacuating the news station.
The cat or panther, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Well, I know that, I guess just a maybe closing thing. It sounds like a few of us grow. Maddie, I saw you have a really good grow going on. You shared it recently. Nicole, are you growing?
I am. I'm actually just fed my last time. I'm cropping. I'm harvesting on Wednesday. So I just dropped my new batch of seeds today, actually.
Ooh.
So
Nice.
yeah, my harvest. I'm so excited. So actually, I'm hoping it's enough that I can submit my own entry into this. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
You can't. You're eliminated.
You're trying.
Elimination. I'm taking it and smoking it. Because I'm not a judge. I'm too busy. I'm gonna run around like a chicken during the event as per usual order. So but I want the record to say that my grow is not doing well this year. We had a rough season in Illinois in the beginning of the season, and my plants are all stunted. And they are like behind. I don't know if they're gonna make it. Like they're where they would have been in July last year. So they look nice, but they're not gonna make it. I don't know.
Hey, it happens.
That's the struggle of outdoor grow. Like last year, we got all the crop from powdery mildew. Most of it lost. So
yeah.
There's what I'm doing right now.
Ooh,
nice. That looks
beautiful.
That was this morning.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Put yourself into the tent.
Hell yeah, I go in and I have coffee every morning with my girls. There is room for me in my tent to spend. I spend quality time.
Sing them songs.
Really good for them, actually.
I do. I'm down there all the time. I'm in my tent. Each one gets pulled out and individual attention. They some happy ass motherfucking plants. Okay, I'm just saying.
Do you name them?
I don't. No, because they're already named. They're genetics, So like, I'll shorten the name. I guess I'll give them nicknames, but
nickname the strains, yeah.
Yeah, I had to stop naming them. I got too attached. I had this one name. Her name was Bessie, and she was just such a good plant, and I had to take her out back and chop her down, and I just cried.
Got her in the head. You had Marmaduke.
It's a bittersweet moment.
Yeah.
she had to go, you know?
I totally am just trying to be funny. I'm just making that up, but yeah. Do you name your plants? That seems like a lot of work.
I don't.
No, but I've heard of a lot of growers that do, but
The most I'll do
it
is I'll
is.
put a little tag in because I can never, like, I try to grow different strains or whatever, and I can never remember which is which. Oh, Nicole disappeared. So I put a little tag in that just says, what it is, because otherwise I fucking forget. People will be like, "What are we smoking here?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I grew it though."
Perfect example of not labeling. Danny, right, is the purple fig, and then
Oh my God, have you heard of that story?
No?
Purple Fig by Fig Farms on their website, and I even am friends with Mike, the CSO for the company. He told me about the Purple Fig story himself. That's how I heard about it, not even looking at their website. But they had this beautiful plant, Purple Fig, that they had, and it was phenomenal. It smelled like, I think it was a urinal cake or something like that. Like, it was just rancid.
I can't remember if it was the OG one,
Yeah.
or if it
No,
was...
it was the OG one. Because I think what ended up happening was the mother wasn't labeled. And that was because they had someone working their mother clone room that just wasn't being responsible. And then after they axed him and they were taking inventory, they realized, oh shit, we don't know which one's the Purple Fig. We can't find the mother. So they did an entire pheno hunt trying to find her again.
Yeah.
And they could not at all. And there was, I think, at one point towards the end of the pheno hunt where they thought they had it. They were like, oh my God, we won the genetic lottery. It's the perfect everything. She's got the right nug structure, the right color, the right smell, the right everything.
Yeah.
This is it. Last 2 weeks before they chopped her, she instantly turned into like a different smell. It, instead of smelling more like, oh, I guess no, it was initially not the urinal cake, because it was like a rancid. It was a rancid terp, but then it turned into a pissy urinal cake cocktail.
Okay, I was gonna ask you but it sounds like she knew what you were talking about. I was gonna say, I'm gonna ask on behalf of the women here, what are you talking about when you say like a urinal cake? Because first of all, I didn't know what you meant, but I figured the other women didn't, because I don't figure you both use urinals.
I just don't like bad smells. I was choosing to think of funnel cakes just for my own sanity. So
yeah,
I don't know.
What did you mean? Like it
sanitizer.
smelled like piss? Like
I don't know. I mean, I've worked with dogs in the past, so unfortunately, I'm very familiar with the smell of
why
urine from cleaning up after animals. So I just kind of associate it to that, but with like maybe a little bit of like a powdery, like fresh scent behind it too, to like mask the smell of the urine. I could be completely off about that.
But how does it happen? Like, how does it become that way?
Terps.
But like, but what terp is that?
Right.
Like, did he know?
Terpicillin or something?
Yeah.
What is it?
Do you not actually know? Like, is there an answer? Or is that one of those things where they're like,
I think it's a combination of a couple different.
It probably terpenes. Is. I swear osmine has to be a part of it.
Right now in Illinois, they have in stores Bionic Cheetah. If you wanted to go and like smell for yourself a kind of pissy smell.
Right. That's what I was going to say, is that I was familiar with like strains being called cheetah piss. So I figured maybe that's where Maddie's question was coming from. Like, is there a piss terpene?
Oh, dude. Yeah. Piss strains. I love piss strains.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think one of my favorites is unicorn piss, and I actually think it's hilarious. I found it in the legacy market, and when I got it, I swear to God, Cole, it tasted like strawberry Nesquik. It was ridiculous. Very interesting. A little bit of cheminess behind it. I think that's where like the piss lineage comes from. Is almost like a derivative of chem, and then it's just kind of changed in variation of whatever terpene representation of that chem that you have it. Like this in turn was like strawberry milk, so they called it unicorn piss. But yeah, like cat piss strains, like those things are always like rancid, but like in a chemi way.
Fruity and chemi and tropical.
Smells are weird.
Very interesting.
That is very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of
These are the
weird
pros,
terps.
you know. So like HFM couldn't do a home growers competition by them. Like we don't, you know. That's why we got the pros.
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. I gotta ask you, as we start to wrap up, like with my first home grow, and I didn't know, and I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but definitely on my first time, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
I
But
don't think us knew exactly what we were doing, you know?
yeah, but having said that, it smoked way better than anything I had gotten from the dispensary in years. And I stopped and asked myself, wait a minute. If I don't know what the fuck I'm doing and I'm growing better weed than the professionals, what the hell is going on here? You know what I
Well, so
mean?
one
Yeah.
good example of that is I in my Oakton class, one of my teachers worked for a specific company. I'm not going to say which, of course, but their head grower at the time was a old corn farmer, and they just don't really correlate because you're not looking for terps in corn, you know? And so they just were going off of kind of her knowledge of how to grow corn instead of growing cannabis, which don't correlate very well.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the things I've heard, and it's even coming from like a licensed cultivator, I'll go ahead and name them because they've said it on our show. New Era has said that they struggle to put product on the shelf without remediating it. Do you think as home growers, that might be what we're noticing? Like our product at home is not remediated.
Well,
It's fresh, ideally.
when it comes to home grow, it's also one person working on legally a maximum of 5 plants.
True.
So
Much more.
you're putting, you're
Mhm.
putting heart and soul into those 5 plants. You're not
Yep.
just like, you don't have 1,000 plants that you're
Right.
trying for $1 million.
Yeah. Employing industrial farming techniques. Instead,
Yeah.
you're very much, boutique growing. That's
But you
another
know, at
really
the
good
same
point.
time,
And
like
all
the first
oh,
year I grew, my mentor was a Michigan grower who got like really wrapped up in some shit in 2020 and like left me alone for like 3 months. And I didn't know to trim them. And so every day I just went out there and I set my coffee and I looked at them and I watered them. And that's all I did. And I didn't even do it every day. And I grew 2 pounds and I got it tested and it was just under 15%. And again didn't even fucking trim them the whole time. She came over and she pulled off some leaves and she was like, "That's really all you can do. It's too late. Just And then she didn't even tell me to keep the bugs off them. So I had to dip my weed and I had to remediate myself, like home
Sure.
natural remediation. But I smoked that. My whole family smoked that. Got us through the pandemic. Like it can be that easy with good genetics. Like that's not accessible to everybody, and that's why I'm very lucky I got genetics from an outdoor Michigan home grower who had been doing it since 2015. But like if everybody had access to that, yeah, we would all have access to better weed than what's at the dispensary.
You just
Yeah.
gotta, like, there's a bunch of genetics websites. Like, I'm personally right now growing Elevate. Money Tree Genetics has clones that you could just go buy. Danny got me one for my birthday by Cookies and Seed Junkie. Forbidden
Nice.
Cheetah. I wanted to bring that up when we were talking about all those pissy strains. Um, but yeah, it's really easy, and you can just go online, find like Cali growers. There's Exotic Genetics online. There's Elevate, which is what I'm growing a lot of right now, and like it's way easier. They get sold as souvenirs,
Right.
so you can just buy whatever seeds you want and
Yeah.
not grow them.
Well, and I mean, it's always a moving target on this. I'm sure Maddie knows this more than a lot of us being as an analyst in the cannabis industry. But the last I read is that the DEA considers seeds to be hemp because they don't have more than 0.3% THC.
Yeah.
But like you say, still sprouting that's a different conversation,
Yep.
Possibly. So I was just curious, like I said, just because I brought it up, have you heard in Colorado, they're asking this question: should dispensary shoppers be notified of decontaminated weed? In other words, if it was remediated, should it be labeled?
I 100% agree. 100% agree.
Please.
Yeah, the headline is: a hefty portion of the industry says no, but government officials and some growers disagree. In the past in Illinois, there were initiatives to label edibles that are remediated, which I I think actually I like that push.
weird.
Well, I do like that push because frankly, I think among any product, edibles and infused products are most likely to be remediated because in Illinois, if a batch fails, you have the option to remediate it,
Yep.
but you have to resubmit it as an infused product.
Yep.
So I think that it's probably a safe bet to assume that all the chocolate bars, most of the vapes are probably products they couldn't make pretty and sell as flour, which,
Yep.
100%.
Usually how it goes.
When you look into it a little bit though, like from my standpoint, food products can go through a lot of easier decontamination than flour products, like genuinely. And
Yeah.
smoked, and it's really not understood how like smoked things affect us as much as how eating things can affect us. So even though I do like, what are you gonna do with all this shit weed they grew? Like you should do something with it. Like we
Yeah.
can have that we could definitely have some remediated distillate, you know. So it's like six of one, half of them is dozen of the other. I think all of it should be labeled, like so they know.
100%.
Yeah, but to your point, I think your greater point you were making, Maddie, is that, like you say, in foods, it's easy to accomplish that goal if that's what the goal is, and just to put proof into the pudding that you just put on the table. A lot of our foods day to day are remediated. So I like to say that because people bring up remediation with cannabis, and I don't intend to fearmonger. I intend to have an honest conversation about how it can affect the quality of the product. And like Maddie said, I agree with Maddie. In the case of edibles, I don't think really you're going to notice any negligible effect, like anything bad. Maybe some people disagree. I think really where you notice it is flour. Like New Era was telling me, people complain to them, New Era, your flour's dry. And they're like, yeah, we have to dry it out because the fucking standards in Illinois are so strict, you know? So it's like, damn, they're caught between a rock and a hard place. They want to offer good, fresh weed, but the regulations don't allow for it, you know?
Yeah, and like all of the analysis I've ever done, like for the last 4 years, all roads lead back to these fucking regulators, which I hate. But like a lot of these things, like think of Oregon just had a big win pushing out the aspergillus testing people and being like, can you stop killing us all with pesticides? So it's like it has nothing to do with actually selling weed and like smoking weed. It's like just this extra level of hubbub we all have to deal with. And as all like young people, I think we all are Gen Z. I'm the elder Gen Z, but it's like this we what we do and what we decide going forward like will shape the cannabis industry. Because we're all starting it now. And so we just have to be vocal and be loud and like have these conversations and have a home growers cup where we say like, look at all this quality weed and like none of it was remediated and all of it was made with love and we're doing this great thing. It's great. And we're making the world we want to see. So to take it back, I guess something more positive than being like, all the weed in Illinois is put in a microwave. We're gonna have a beautiful celebration of flower on October 22nd. Be there or be square.
Yeah, that was a good way to wrap it back around because I went off on a tangent, but like you say, you can anticipate some fresh flower at the Canna Cup. So
And there will be plenty to share their stuff.
Hell yeah, I'm sure there will be some joints going around, good times to be had. And of course, I saw on the poster munchies, so bring an empty stomach. Yeah. Well, cool. Any parting words or anything else that you want to plug on the way out, my friends? I had a good time with you all today.
Yeah, that's
just thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Maddie, to you with High Focus Media, you and Shay and Nicole, thank you for what you're doing. And thank you both, all four of you, for doing what I'm recommending our audience to do once again, which is if you want to get involved, say hi and get high with the folks at High Focus Media. That's all it takes.
Be kind, be respectful, and be a part of the community.
Yeah. Like
absolutely.
The four of us, I just, said we just need to walk up and say hi. So that's all we did. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did. And I'm looking forward to what you all bring to Illinois. I want to just say thank you again. And folks, High Focus Media, what was the Urban Legends, _ Urban Legends, HiFo Media on social media. Websites, Want to plug the web? Do we have websites?
Yeah, highfocusmedia.com. That's also where you
Boom.
can find the Urban Legends tickets all over the place on that page.
Sweet.
And
If you want to check out more of the art that's going to be coming out, you can check out at Faye_art, pro_art.
Faye_pro_art, you said?
Yeah.
Cool. Perfect. All right. Well, folks, I hope you found as much value in this conversation as I did, and I hope you are as excited for the future as I am. We'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everybody.